The next question I have received is about two different data subject rights, and the question is that I want to understand the difference between the right to request restriction of processing and the right to object to processing. Right? So basically this is coming from the GDPR. GDPR has these rights mentioned for the rights of data subjects, and the difference is the right to request the restriction of processing is temporary in nature, while the right to object to processing is permanent. When right to request restriction of processing is applicable if, let's say, your information is inaccurate and you challenge the accuracy of the information or make a request to make the corrections. By the time the correction is made, you want your information not to be processed, your personal data not to be processed by the controller or the processor, like whoever is processing it, right? So basically the controller, if the controller gets the information, the information is inaccurate, if this is outsourced to the processor, it's a responsibility of the controller to inform the processor about this restriction, right? So, and right to object to processing is that you want to say that I don't want you to process my data, and so you cannot, like, you can no longer process my personal data, right? So when you apply the right to object to processing, means if you say, okay, I want to object, and the company or the controller is actually evaluating your eligibility, right, depending upon what is the lawful basis they are using, right? They want to see whether they can restrict or they can stop processing your data or not, right? So during this time also the right to request restriction of processing applies, right? So by the time the controller or the organization is making a decision about, they will fulfill your request to object to data processing, right? By that time the final decision is made, they will restrict the processing of your personal data, right? But once they make a decision, either they can do or they cannot do, and if they can do, they will then they will basically acknowledge and fulfill your requirement or request to object to processing. And if they cannot do, they will issue a proper information to you that why they feel they cannot stop processing your data, right? And this is quite possible. For example, they need to meet certain legal requirements, certain contextual requirements, right, or certain other requirements, right, if the organization has to meet. And by processing your data, then they will simply say, boss, this is not possible, and because of so and so reason. And if he and they will give their justification. If you're happy with the justification, it is good. If not, you can ask follow-up questions. If the matter gets resolved, it is good. If the matter is not resolved, then the data subject can register a complaint with the supervisory body as well, and this is how it works. So right to request restriction of processing is temporary in nature, while right to object to processing is to ask a company to stop processing your data forever. This is the primary difference, right? I hope I am able to clarify your doubt, and if you have further questions, please ask me a question. Thank you so much for watching.